Welcome to another fantastic episode of Scuttlebutt, the official podcast of the National Museum of the Surface Navy in affiliation with the Surface Navy Association's Battleship Iowa chapter. We are back with the second half of our episode with Port Police Officers Stacey Creech and Aldo Morales. We've got most of the usual cast of characters in the room: David Canfield, Mike Getcher, me, Marianne Fengler, our Chief of Staff, Jenny Sova, and when we left off, we had been talking about directing traffic at LA Fleet Week with a giant green foam finger. So let's get back into the fun.
Okay, I do have a request. In honor of the LA Dodgers, who are in the playoffs now, David, stop rolling your eyes. David is a Northern California fan. I think we should get Dodger foam fingers for LA Fleet Week 24. If I purchase them, will you wear them?
I have an LA Dodgers hat.
I'm sad.
You're going to have to get a different color.
It's orange and black and has the LA
Very
logo
funny.
on it.
Very
it has
funny.
it.
Yeah, I believe you.
MLB, man, they sponsored it.
There you go.
All right.
I'll wear that one.
Aldo, you'll wear the Dodger foam finger?
Bring it on.
Yeah. LA, baby.
Hey, I got to stick with traditional, okay? I got the green one in the car.
All right, you can go with green. Green means go.
Green means go.
Green means go.
That means listen to me, go.
Okay.
So what we need to do is get you the five-fingered red hand, so you have the green pointer.
Oh,
There you go.
yes.
That is awesome. Right.
I like it.
We got a plan.
There
Got
you
a
go.
plan.
I like it. I can think of a couple people that need that red.
Yeah. Right, so you guys are all out there pretty much all day, every day during Fleet Week. Mm-hmm. How do you keep your energy up?
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't.
So, yeah, sometimes we don't.
Some people bring you things.
Yes.
We have a lot of kind individuals associated with Fleet Week that do make sure that we are taken care of. That's for sure.
Yes, that keeps us going. And hydration of water, energy drinks, but then more with water and keeping it going, because too much sugar and
It's true.
it
Dehydrates.
dumps you,
Yep.
dehydrates you,
Yeah,
and dumps you. You know, so
In all seriousness, it's kind of funny. Mike mentioned that we look forward to the week every year, and we do. And I like to say we spend half the year recovering from Fleet Week and half the year preparing for it.
Yep.
yes.
By the middle of Fleet Week, I am stick a fork in me done, right? I mean, I'm just done, and there's more days to go. Usually the public event hasn't started by the time I'm done.
Yeah.
Right.
And I will tell you, rolling through that gate and seeing Aldo and Stacey there, you guys are still smiling, and I'm like,
I know.
I don't
It's
know how
amazing.
you do it. I don't know
Amazing.
how you do it, but it is an amazing thing. It is a public service.
Well, you know, at that
Surgical,
hour,
they actually tie it.
Yeah.
we do. There's a special
Crazy
glue
glue helps.
that,
Little insert.
Yes.
By then we haven't had our dealings with the public yet.
Oh, that's a good point.
To elevate any blood pressure or anything else at that point. So then we're just happy to see you guys, because then we know things are going to start running smoothly inside.
It was like nice to pull up in the morning and see you there, because you're like, all right, I'm in, no hassles. They
Yep.
know me with
Yep.
Right.
They're like, they know my car because they heard it from a half a mile away.
That's another point for you. You know how to roll
The board
today.
is full. I'm sorry. Let's just
The
call it a winner
scoreboard.
right here.
I like to
Score.
telegraph
What's the
my
score?
entrance. What can I tell you?
No, it's definitely something that's good and great there. Just like Stacey mentioned, we're not there yet at the beginning of the event, but when the event actually fully starts, we're maybe pushing maybe day 7, 8 of like maybe 10, 11 that we go straight, because
Right, yeah.
our department, then we go all hands on deck, day and night.
Yep,
And
round the clock.
all of us are on there and stuff and working our different posts and different stuff that are things that are going on. It's a lot of moving pieces
Yeah, it is.
for the whole, port complex, especially that's involved with the Fleet Week. So,
Right, and a lot of after hours
Oh, yeah.
stuff that goes on where we've already worked our 12 and we've just been asked to hang over and work a full 16.
Wow.
I'd like to comment that there's a ton of trust.
Yes.
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 Trust is huge, and I mean that seriously, because you guys call us for advice, and of course we call you with advice or problems, and the back and forth is just amazing for me. I mean that seriously. This is all fun and games, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, we're doing things that are really very much in the public eye with a lot of potential challenges, safety-wise, security-wise, and every year we seem to nail it, and it's because of you guys.
It's funny, back before, the unlimited data plans and stuff like that on
Yeah.
phones, I maybe it even dated back to Navy days, probably maybe even our first Fleet Week, we'll say. I remember I got hit up by our command staff, and they said, hey, we have this phone bill, and the minutes that you went out, just in like a, whatever it was, 6, 7, 8 day period or something like that. They're like, this is all you, right? And these are all these numbers. I made so many phone calls back and forth, to Mike, because that's when we were still trying to go off of access lists and I'm not on it, but I have a delivery, or I have to drop this off for somebody else. It just the list went on, and so the number of calls that took place in that short little bit of a week actually raised flags with our phone bill.
That's how much
Not
communication.
Yeah.
That's how much communication goes on.
But now, I think I've got it narrowed down to, just a couple of calls a day, and unless, Jenny's hooking us up with a vendor, bringing over a bunch of energy drinks or something.
Or candy. Chocolate.
She always did make sure we had something sweet to start our day.
Something sweet, yes. I had a question, if I may, for Stacey or Aldo. Any standout encounter with an LA Fleet Week guest that is fun in nature? And you can define fun any way you like. Any standout, like when we had the stolen golf cart, and LAPD rushed down to take the report, something like that. Anything that stands out for either of you?
Well, there's many that I've encountered. Celebrities at that. Boxing celebrities that have shown up that are just walking around. Regular boxing, MMA.
Snoop Dogg?
No, John.
There was a Snoop Dogg impersonator.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I think it was the impersonator. Yeah.
Jack Ryan week, Krasinski and
John Krasinski was here,
that's
2018.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan.
Yeah, Jack
That was
Ryan.
cool.
Brad Paisley. Stacey's taking
That
Boys.
wasn't Fleet Week, but that was exciting.
Beach Boys, Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
Jeff's
Yeah.
Cheap
Oh,
Trick.
yeah. We actually, so that's, I guess, kind of sparked a little bit of a funny story. So we have, as many of you know, because they performed for Fleet Week before, our Dangerous Cargo Band, which is our
They're
Port Police
excellent.
band. They are
Yes.
actually
Excellent.
very good. I don't know how often they play together these days, but the year we had Cheap Trick, we were really excited. Aldo and I were already pulling, I think that was one of our 16-hour
14,
days. We
16
were
hours,
staying over for the concert that night. And so we got assigned to work over by the checkpoint for a little bit. And I don't remember who it was that pulled us over onto the ship. They said, hey, Cheap Trick's in the green room. You guys come see him. So this is cool. I remember listening to them.
Leo.
Leo.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
Leo.
was
Yeah,
2019.
Leo.
Okay.
Yeah, Leo Rossi.
Leo.
Yes.
Leo, I still bump into him occasionally. So Leo says, hey, yeah, cool. Come meet these guys. They're really awesome. Cool to hang out with. So we have this really awesome picture of us up here on the battleship, a picture with Cheap Trick. And he was like, hey, listen, we have this song, right? And it's like the cop song or whatever, right? The
Dream Police.
Dream Police.
Oh, Dream Police, right.
And so they said, listen, Leo says, when they start this, these guys are cool with it. We want you to come up on stage in your uniforms.
Nice.
And we were all like, I kind of want to do it, but I don't know if we should do it. We're kind of like,
Yeah.
we had this inner fighting thing going on. And one of our motors is actually one of the guitar players in Dangerous Cargo. So he's sitting there trying to watch a YouTube video on, a couple riffs from the song, thinking, well, if I can work this out, I'll go up there. And of course, we all chickened out in the end. We didn't go up.
Right.
But it was really neat to have somebody say like, hey, you can actually go up with Cheap Trick.
That's awesome.
And hang up on stage while they're performing, in front of our live Fleet Week audience. That was kind of cool.
That is.
Even though we were being told, yes, go, he was telling us, green light. Just
After
go,
he
go,
says, why didn't you go up there? We're like, oh.
Yeah,
We're like little kids, like,
just
oh.
hit, and,
But
we're in uniform,
Yeah.
representing the department, and everything.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be on work.
Yeah.
So it was kind of touch and go. So we were like,
would have been a
I
little
don't
weird
know.
if we started like crowd surfing or something.
Yeah, forget it. Then we'd have been in trouble.
Yeah, and the chief would have definitely.
Yeah.
Somebody
heard about
touched
that.
the gun, when you're crowd surfing.
And the
you're trying
following
to do a
day,
thing,
we would
right.
not have been at First and Harbor. They're doing traffic.
You would have had your
Or many
wings
years ago.
clipped.
Oh, yeah. we were-
Reassigned.
Yeah,
Wings
this crow
clipped.
won't
Wings
fly
clipped.
today.
Wings clipped.
Wings clipped,
Wings clipped. That's 1 point for you.
Oh, good. I need points.
Right. Your walls look a little empty back there.
So I want to know, it always feels calm, and a lot of people, yeah, but it doesn't ever feel like there's anything crazy going on to me. That's my perspective. Do you feel like it stays pretty well, or you're just handling it and we don't see any of that?
I think we need to get her a vest and put her out on
Right.
Crow
Yes.
on Crow Way.
Yes. Yeah, look at Mike. Mike's
Mike.
yes. Yes. Yeah.
I spent a whole weekend there back in that hot weekend. Remember that?
Oh yes.
104 degrees out there at First Street. I was there the whole weekend.
That was the weekend or the day that Stacey didn't feel well. Started to feel a little heat exhaustion that one day and stuff. That we had to get the fire department out there.
It was pretty
to help her.
brutal.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I would say no. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. Minor stuff. Maybe at the checkpoints and stuff. People bringing in items they're not supposed to be bringing in, even though the signs are giant size posters and stuff.
And it's all over the website.
Oh yeah.
People don't
They don't
read.
listen. No,
No,
they
you can
don't.
put up a million signs.
Yep.
Yeah, things like that, usually at that entranceway, or people try to sneak in, but especially there where we're on, it's not only just us, but we do pull in port security and other personnel, and we know we're going to have heavy days. We'll ask for additional people and stuff, so keep better eyes, because we're controlling traffic, pedestrians, back and forth, up and down the promenade, traffic coming in, traffic going out, all sorts of stuff, deliveries and things like that, so it's a lot of eyes and stuff that are needed there in that intersection, so the more
You have a lot of dogs too. Remember that year that the dog hit on the diapers?
That was
Yes.
amazing.
Dog in diapers? I don't know
The
if this
dog hit on diapers in a car.
So urine has ammonia in it. Diapers are full of ammonia. Ammonia is an ingredient in improvised explosives.
Right.
And somebody had changed their kid and stuck the diaper either under the tire in the trunk or something, and it baked in the sun, and the bomb dog hit on the car.
Yeah.
And they evacuated the parking lot and cordoned everything off. And
But guess who was still at Harborn first?
There you
Yeah,
go.
we're still there.
The
We're
mainstays.
still there. So you see little things like that.
Right.
Exactly what
Right.
that was pretty interesting. That
Things
particular
like that.
one.
Yeah.
I think we need
Forgot
to get
about
Marianne
that.
two things. We need to get Marianne a traffic vest and a foam finger for LA Fleet Week 2024.
Done.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm in. I'll help.
We could do that. We could do the Tom Sawyer fence thing. We could just start auctioning off, 20 minutes of being a gate, at the gate.
There you go.
Turn it into a fundraiser. I
Here's
like
your
it.
finger in your vest.
Heck yeah.
I'll be sitting in the shade. Knock yourself out.
Under the easy up.
I'll yell at you when you do it wrong.
Exactly.
And you get one of those giant straw hats that kind of comes about
With the brim that's
Well, we'll
like
get you the one
this
that has
big.
the little fan thingy
Oh,
on the
yeah.
top.
That'd be
The little
amazing.
spinny.
Yeah. And we're Janie and I were working on stuff today. We're 7 months out.
7 months out.
But who's counting?
Yeah.
The website is. We have a countdown with all the way down to seconds.
Oh.
LAFleetweek.com.
I don't go there
Countdown.
because it stresses me out.
Oh, right, yeah. If you're working on the event, don't go to the website. But if you're going to be a visitor to LA Fleet Week, go to our website.
Please visit the website.
A plug
And
for
read
LA
the
Fleet
signs.
Week. Please, we beg of you, please read the signs.
We put pictures on them.
Please
Yes.
don't stash your prohibited items outside of the checkpoint.
Oh, that
Oh, now that's
I remember that one
interesting.
too, or
We
at
had
least
that.
one of
Yep.
those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I know that one.
People
there's
come
a
out
lot.
at the end of the day and they start digging through the bushes. Excuse me, what are you doing? Oh, I left my pocket knife out here because I couldn't take it in.
Pocket knife
Smart.
is good.
Yes,
Or
Hundreds of
other
kids walking
things,
by that
you know.
could easily pick that
That's
up
true.
and different
Yeah.
things like that.
that's
We
true.
found alcohol, weapons out there and stuff stashed and things like that. So
People
it's a
get
variety of
creative.
things. Yeah.
They don't want to walk back to their car.
It's a far walk depending on where you park.
Or
Yep.
the shuttle,
The shuttle,
have
right.
to take that whole route back.
It's good exercise.
Marianne?
Okay, we take our point away.
Yeah. We have,
Easy
you're
come,
in
easy go.
negative. You're in the negative zone now, Marianne.
Wow.
I brought the eraser.
Tough
They
audience.
behave. Tough
That's
crowd.
audience.
Got a tough crowd
Okay,
here.
somebody cut her mic, would you?
No, it's a great thing. We've gotten people that have come from Imperial County, Tulare County,
Really?
for Fleet Week.
Nice.
We've asked them. I tend to ask some people, "Hey, where you guys visiting us from?" This, I'm coming from Oxnard or Tulare County or different places, or visiting from another state. And
Yes.
they're coming in just for this.
Very cool.
Especially when the Lincoln was here. Oh my goodness!
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
2011.
Oh, boy.
Yes. See, that
Was
going
that
that far back.
2011?
Right?
Wow.
So funny
See?
story with that one.
Yep.
We weren't deploying the way we did, the way we do now back then. So you all know our our lieutenant.
Yes.
I'm just going to blast him out there, Lieutenant Howley. He was our sergeant, I think, at the time. Maybe
Yes.
I think he was still sergeant then. And it was like, there was like 3 of us. I think it was Aldo, myself, and I think Ramirez maybe.
Yes.
And he says, okay, this should be, pretty simple. We're just going to keep an eye on this intersection. And he put us up at Harbor and Swinford, just in front of that fountain.
Oh, wow.
And he had no idea. The line for the shuttle bus to get everybody down to the Lincoln had grown into miles long.
Right.
I mean, it was insane.
Right.
There wasn't enough water, not enough shade. There was people falling out with heat, injuries and stuff. And it was like, we'll just stay here for a couple hours and monitor. About 16 hours later,
Yeah.
we're still sitting out there trying to barely break each other, a quick restroom break or whatever. He bought some bacon-wrapped hot dogs from somewhere and started throwing them at us. Here, just go sit in your car and eat this and then come back out here because we got some traffic to manage. Nobody knew what was going on. We didn't know where to park all these people. It was
an extraordinary,
chaos.
Yeah, it was an extraordinary response
It was.
to the carrier coming out to San Pedro.
But I did get to meet Scott Baio at
Scott Baio?
Yeah.
You met Scott Baio?
I actually almost broke his toe, I think.
Well, that's not nice, but
I was actually one of the only from our agency to get invited to the VIP dinner thing on board. And I thought, this is cool. Hey, Lieutenant Howley, I need to leave early because I got an invite. So I actually got to leave that crazy post of ours at Harbor and Swinford, go down, hop on the shuttle, and I got to take part in that. And funny that my wife came down and we were trying to sneak this picture. I said, just stand there. I'm gonna put the camera up over your shoulder and try to get a picture. And one of the officers from the ship came over that I had plenty of contact with over the last couple of days. Said, are you trying to get a picture, Scott? Just totally called me out. I'm like, oh my God, yes, I was. Sorry. He goes, you weren't supposed to see that. And he says, well, just come here. I'll just go introduce you. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm going to meet Scott Baio. And we went over, we were kind of chit-chatting for a little bit, introduced, and just kind of started talking. And somehow he worked his way kind of behind me, or maybe I stepped forward or something. And the shoes I was wearing weren't very kind to his toes when I backed up. And I think I almost saw a tear, maybe. I don't know.
You broke Scott Baio?
I might have
She
broken
broke
Scott
Scott
Baio.
Baio.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh. Well, hopefully he's healed up by now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope he has no memory of it, but I do.
I think it would be nice if he was listening and you reminded him somehow.
go.
Gee, I hope you're not listening, Scott Baio.
Scuttlebutt at
But know that I'm sorry.
LABattleship.com.
There you go.
It really was not intentional, I promise.
If anybody has personal connection with Scott Baio, let him know to listen to this podcast.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Have him come down. I'll buy him a cup. We'll talk things out.
Yeah,
We'll get him
catch
in-
up. You just catch up.
We'll
you
catch
and
up.
Scott Baio catch up.
Catch up.
Yeah.
I'm sure he remembers me.
I'm sure he does. The Pointer Sister. How can you forget
Right?
the Pointer Sister?
Right?
You may remember your boots anyway.
The scar on his toe will be a forever
Right.
reminder.
He's like, well, it always kind of curves to the left a little now.
Ever since then.
that nail's always grown flat ever since. I'm sorry.
Fun story. Fun story.
Good stuff.
Well, thank you guys for stopping
Totally.
in and hanging out with us
You're
and
welcome.
letting us introduce a little more of our family to the world.
Always a pleasure having you guys on board. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having
We'll
us.
wrap it up, I guess. I'm getting a look from the producer over there. It's time to wrap it up. So, in my best radio announcer person voice,
Oh, boy.
thank you for joining us on Scuttlebutt, the official podcast of the National Museum of the Surface Navy. If you have input, questions, comments, rude gestures don't come across the email so well, but any of that, please send it to Scuttlebutt, to podcast at LABattleship.com. Being the IT guy, I will now have to go make Scuttlebutt at an address that'll point to that. But again, podcast, podcast at LaBattleship.com, and that'll get us your input, and we appreciate it. And join us next time for another exciting episode of the podcast.